The Medal of Honor is the nation's highest award for military valor. Only 7 recipients so far in the Iraq-Afghanistan conflict. The latest was Staff Sergeant Robert Miller, age 24, a Special Forces weapons specialist. Along the Kunar River, in the rugged mountains of northeast Afghanistan, insurgents had established a remote military compound. 3 ground mobility vehicles went to investigate, carrying 8 Special Forces soldiers and 15 Afghan National Army troops. Sergeant Miller was riding in a roof turret with a grenade launcher and a machine gun. The convoy crawled through the steep terrain covered in deep snow. Around 1 a.m., insurgents started firing rocket-propelled grenades and rifles. This opening battle lasted for several hours. Sergeant Miller fired his weapons and then dismounted and joined his patrol. They called in air support. The enemy fire was suppressed. The commander, Major Robert Cusick, ordered a battle damage assessment. Sergeant Miller could speak the Pashto language. He volunteered to lead the mission with the Afghan troops, to be followed by the Special Forces soldiers. They walked across a footbridge 30 yards long and down into a steep river valley. Hundreds of insurgent fighters lay in wait behind rock fortifications. One of them stood up and yelled, "Allah Akbar!" Sergeant Miller shot him. The surrounding hillsides erupted in a massive firefight. Sergeant Miller charged the enemy, firing his light machine gun. He engaged 4 insurgent positions, drawing their fire. His teammates were able to get to safer ground. In that maneuver, Sergeant Miller was credited with killing 16 insurgents. Major Cusick was severely wounded in the chest. The patrol was locked down by machine gun fire. Sergeant Miller threw grenades and took out the machine gun emplacements. He was then wounded below the right armpit, a spot unprotected by his body armor. Sergeant Miller was able to stay on his feet. He kept firing at the enemy. His arms were raised, shooting his weapon. He was hit under the left armpit and died immediately. His commendation states that his actions saved the lives of his fellow soldiers. He faced death with courage and grace. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant taste of death